Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather, and it's all about the next storm system lined up. It's coming out of the North Pacific. I'll show it to you in a second on the satellite, but it'll move into the Pacific Northwest, into California first, then into Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, then into Utah, Colorado, New Mexico between 319 and 322. And once the low gets into Colorado, there's still a lot of uncertainty as to exactly where it's going to track, how it's going to spin up, and what's going to happen with it. So high pressure then will rebuild after that. There was some light at the end of the tunnel as to maybe another storm behind this one, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case at this point. So let me just show you what I'm looking at right now. This is water vapor satellite. So the oranges and reds represent drier air aloft. Here's your storm track, basically firing into the Pacific Northwest, and then there's a bit of a trough right in here. So what's going to happen is this storm system is the next one, and then there's another large one behind that. But what's going to happen is this is going to start to bend the jet. It'll roll into California, and then it will roll into Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and then Utah, Colorado, and then New Mexico down the road. And that's that storm. Now this one's going to end up going up over the top. And there was some thinking that it may actually come down and become another storm behind this one, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case at this point. Let me show you what the GFS thinks about this, its interpretation here. So there goes a storm into the northeast. I also wanted to mention the northeast. This one's going to be mainly rain. So here's the Saturday morning view on the 19th of March. Mainly rain in the northeast through the day on Saturday. Notice along the west coast, here comes our low, California, all the way through Oregon and Washington. Then the precip starts to, this is Saturday night, and the Sunday morning moves into Idaho. Here's Sunday morning the 20th, into Montana. It's starting to move into Utah and Wyoming, and then it moves into Colorado on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. Here's Sunday night. Here's Monday morning. This is the 21st of March. So the low starts to spin up, and there's snow throughout Colorado. Now the question is, where does it go? Does it end up too far south? This is Monday afternoon right here, and it looks like there's a fair amount of snow over eastern Colorado, over the plains. The low's a little far south, and then by Tuesday morning, this is the 22nd, it's really departing at that point. It's moving away with leftover snow in eastern Colorado. Here's Wednesday morning. And notice high pressure builds in behind this. So let's look at my totals here and what I'm thinking. So this is the 18th through the 22nd. So obviously this low comes through California. There's a little bit of accumulation there. There's a little bit of accumulation in Idaho, but there's more accumulation around Big Sky, Grand Targhee, Jackson Hole, the Tetons, and probably 4 to 8 inches across the Wasatch. Now, that number could go up depending on two things: the track, which will determine the wind, and also the temperature profile with this. The prior storm that went through here, the predecessor, was on the warmer side, and I don't want to see that happen with this storm, so I'm going to watch the temperature profile with this one. In Colorado, I'd say anywhere from 4 to 10 inches possible, mostly between Vail, Aspen Snowmass, Breck, up into Loveland and A Basin, Keystone, Winter Park, Cameron Pass. I think sort of in that corridor. So those numbers, they looked higher yesterday than they do today. It could trend back up, but at this point, I think somewhere in that 4 to 10 inch range. And then northern New Mexico does get some snow eventually as well. All right, here is phase 2, and this is the 23rd through the 27th, and this reflects high pressure building in. I mean, there's just not much there. The storm track shifts way up into the north, and the amounts of snow are very small. And there are signs that even heading into April, we could be looking at a warmer, drier setup. That's yet to be seen. We'll wait on that, but that's the way it looks through the 27th. Let me show you what it looks like in the northeast. Now recall the storm system, the immediate one that goes in there this weekend, Saturday and the early Sunday, that's a warm storm, mainly rain. So what you see here is just, these are small amounts. It may happen on the front and then maybe on the very back edge of this, and then maybe one more storm down the road may produce these numbers. But by and large, this weekend storm is really warm for the northeast. All right, let me take you back to the west, and we'll finish up here again through the 18th to the 22nd. Again, there's this one storm system, and if I were skiing if I were skiing this weekend, I would roll into obviously the Pacific Northwest, but then down into Big Sky on Sunday into Monday. Big Sky down into Grand Targhee, Jackson Hole, and then down into the Wasatch of Utah, and then down into Monday. I would start to focus on Colorado as that storm begins to spin up on Monday in Colorado. All right, there you go. Thank you for tuning in here. Always appreciate it. Have a great Friday.